Hi guys, welcome to the very first episode of Konvostate. And this is a space where industry friends of Hong Kong's creative scene can talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. So these are like hilarious, ratchet, opinionated friends who are like musicians, artists, business people, everyone in the industry. We're gonna go through all of them one by one and talk to them about maybe personal stuff, controversial stuff, and anything else. And no bullshit, no filters, and no topic is off limits. I'm Sage from Knowstate, and this is Look from Stanvibes.
Hi, it's Luke from Stanvibes, a platform that promotes street culture, hip-hop music, and basically underground businesses. And today we have Niall.
And I think that comes from me wanting a lot from life. Like, I can't settle, and a lot of things that people, might give them a lot of meaning and pleasure doesn't really give me a lot of meaning and pleasure. Yeah, what's good? I'm Niall, or as you probably know me as, Young Hysan. I'm a 22-year-old independent artist and rapper. You can probably check out my music in the description if you haven't already, which you probably have. And yeah, let's go.
And you're also like stapled as the godfather of neo MK culture. Right?
Neo-MK.
That's what's good. The godfather of neo MK culture. Keep the streets alive.
What does that mean? What is neo MK culture?
I think like people have always been trying to like put a label on it, and then when people try to, then normally the first thing they do is like the way people dress, right? It's like you dress a certain type of way, you talk a certain type of way, you smoke a certain brand of cigarettes, and then you're MK.
Okay.
But then
Yeah.
it goes deeper than that. It's like, I guess it's exactly what ratchet youth culture is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it changes. It's like it's a constantly evolving, like a well-dressed chameleon.
It has to do with the hairstyle as well, right?
The hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
Not
it's
now,
MK? Like,
man. You're too old for being MK now.
Yeah, I'm too old for that. So I was a godfather. Gotta retire. Let these kids take over.
Oh wow. Okay, passing it on to the next generation. So should we go right into it? Do you want to ask like the first question?
So now, like, where are you from originally?
I'm from here.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I was
You're
born
born here.
here. I grew up. I spent most of my time here. I definitely grew up here in my childhood and everything like that. My dad is Chinese American. My mom's a local Hong Kong person. And so if you're asking like, oh, where the accent comes from, which is probably one of the most common questions I get when people first meet me, is that. So, but yeah, I grew up here. I went to a local school, and yeah, I'm fully
local
bilingual. Yeah.
So why is the international one?
No, like I had a lot of friends who went to international schools though, like just friends of friends and this and that. Yeah.
Interesting.
And yeah, quite a lot of people in Hong Kong speak English. If you speak English, you'll find out.
Yeah.
So is high school where you met the Lomays?
Yeah, those were my high school friends. 6 of them. We were actually put in the same class, and the reason why we were friends with each other was because like we always got into like the most shit. So like I guess like it's like a bonding experience, right? Like you guys can go to a party together or something, but then what really makes you bond together is when you get into deep shit together.
So you actually go way back with the guys.
Yeah, way back. We've known each other for almost like a decade by now.
Oh wow.
Decade,
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I barely have friends that I've been friends with for a decade.
Damn.
That's sad.
No, that's really sad actually. Never mind.
Yeah. Next time, man.
Yeah. Music, we always like listen to, like we would share music with each other.
Right.
But we only started making music when we were like 15, 16. It started off as for fun. Actually 14. Not like that matters. But yeah, so for fun, we started off as like a parody rock band.
Right. I
Rock
know.
band.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Their
that.
old stuff, like I can't even remember like the titles, but like they're really, really funny, and they're all like parody rap, and it's like I guess that's why like you related to a lot of your earlier fans like on such a high levels because of like the things that you guys were rapping about, right?
Yeah.
Like,
all the sounds, the lyrics, it was just raw.
but
It was
did you
very
know
raw.
that it was gonna blow up? Like, did you expect that kind of effect? Like, you guys were gonna be selling concerts and...
No, actually not at all. Like, so we actually became a little bit of like a cult indie act.
Okay.
And then like we put songs on the internet, and then we had like some people who thought this was like the best thing ever. And then but it was like about 1,000 people, And then, you know, at that time we thought it was crazy. We thought it was crazy that people were actually listening to our music.
Right.
Like actual regular Hong Kong people listening to our music.
What's the track? Long Sing Dai Yak Fong, right?
Yeah, that was the so we went on a grad trip to Japan.
Okay.
And we were trying to eat at this like famous ramen restaurant, but then they were like, yo, they have a long queue, so you guys got to come back in an hour. And then we're like, what are we gonna do around here? So we just walked around and walked in this park. And then we was like
so random.
I'm not even shitting you. We was like, you know what? Let's shoot a music video here.
Was that the one with the umbrellas?
Yeah, that was the one.
That was funny. That was funny. That was actually really
A
funny.
lot of memories, actually. I mean,
Yeah. And like the outfit that we're wearing, the story was, so there's actually like a photo booth with like and those were actually gardener uniforms. And we
my
didn't
God.
know they were gardener. We didn't know it was a photo booth. We thought that it was like a costume party kind of thing because we couldn't read Japanese and we just wore it. And we thought that, oh, it's a gardener uniform. So they're inviting us to like, and there were a lot of them. So it's like they're inviting us to wear this and like walk around the place. And that's what we did. And then we were probably like, we were like, you know, we had like our Bluetooth speaker and we're blaring it out and like rapping and in this like really calm and serene park. And we were actually really disrupting the place, but we didn't know that at the time because Japanese people are really polite. So shout out to
disrespectful.
Japanese people, man. Yeah.
like 5 years ago? No, not that long, right?
Like I think it was like 2016. Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
around that.
Oh yeah, and I remember Lin from the Lomays. He's the one who edited the video.
Okay.
He shot the video, and then afterwards, I remember playing it in like Young's house in a full in his place in his living room, and his dad was there watching it with us. And then I was like, "Yo, this is gonna be smash, man. We're gonna get like 10K views." And then they were like, "10K? Nah, that's not happening." Yeah, I remember saying that. Yeah. So so then we didn't expect any of this to happen. We didn't even expect. What's crazier was that 2 months after it blew up, we would have our own concert.
2 months
months?
after that. Yeah.
And
That's
because
crazy.
people were listening to our like the old music that we put out, and which was really weird to me because we had so much music out.
So people chase back after the track, right?
Yeah, people wanted more, and then they just listened to our old albums.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long Sing Dai Yak Fong.
Long Sing Da Fong. Yeah, the one
Classic
that's-
piece now.
And then after that was Bakery Tour Life.
Yeah, in a year.
No,
in
no.
2 years.
Yeah, Bakery Tour Life. I mean, the next hit that you guys kind of like blew up as well.
Yeah, in between there's another one called Payao Guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That one, yeah, the
Pay-
Payao, the one that shot like a 90s Hong Kong
Yeah,
tribe
yeah.
film. Yeah, that one.
Wait, 劈有問題.
Two different songs.
Two different songs, sorry.
One of them has music video. Payao
Okay,
is Payao Guy, and Payao
Yeah.
Payao 問題 is 我日日劈友我有劈嘅問題.
Okay, so two
It's two
entire-
different songs. One's a happier one, and one of them is like very retro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that one that one, man, I sound like a grandfather now. It's like back in the day. So back in the day.
Back in the day.
How old are you, man? You're 22.
Yeah,
Shut up
22.
right now. I'm like 28. Like grandfather
Need to
now.
shame that.
Yeah. Becoming an elder in the music industry now. I gotta start to think about
Ouch.
retirement.
That
No,
really hurts.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. So yeah, that and then yeah, we should like this crazy dude called Neo.
Yeah.
He hit me up. He didn't seem that crazy, you know, at first, but he's crazy. And he was like, let's shoot this video. You know what? You guys need to shoot a video for this song. And I was like, okay, sure. We don't have any money. So he was like, can we pay you 3,000? And he was like, 3,000? That's like nothing. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Like, you know, next time we'll pay
Next
you more.
time.
You know, and he was like, okay, sure, fine, we'll do it. You know, because he really likes the song and
Okay.
probably knew we were broke. I mean, we're not broke. With Lomays as a group was broke,
Uh-huh.
and we weren't really willing to like put our own money in it. So yeah, that happened, and then yeah, that video came out, and it was nothing that I expected. It's really violent. My mom got really scared seeing it. Yeah, and we're shooting another music video with him now. Yeah, at a much higher price, but yeah. Like,
I want to ask that actually, because when first of the few productions, like first of the few songs actually came out, they were so negative online, like thumbs down, stuff like this. I thought you guys ain't gonna go that far as you are now. So what you actually came across with, like with the comments, the negative comments early in your career?
we loved it because I could imagine what people kind of saw us as, like, which was like we were like really like stoic and serious people, and we're like, you know what, this is like we're just really like masculine, and we're 100% serious what we're doing, and
Okay.
we're like no smiles, and we're just like coming out and flexing in front of the camera and trying to make you feel like shit, like I think what they didn't catch on, and which I don't blame them, because they didn't catch the energy that we had.
Oh, okay.
And because it's just if anybody comes in a room with the 6 of us, it's crazy energy. A lot of people are like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of are, so.
I've had the honor of like seeing that firsthand. Like, being in a
When was
room with
it?
you guys is like being in a room with them. It's insane. Like you're just like, wow, all the testosterone and like the energy in here is like. Okay,
Before it starts killing your brain cells.
but it's really funny. It's very
Thank you.
entertaining to be around you guys. But there's a lot of like energy there that's still suppressed, but it's good.
Yeah.
So what about the content, like the story? Like, why would you do Pet Yo Guy? Why would you guys do what else? Long Sin Diak Fong and all these cultural elements there.
Because we grew up here, right? Like, and I think it was just like what we bonded over, like the stuff we got in trouble for, the stuff.
Pet Yo.
Not that. Well, our movies, like Hong Kong movies,
okay.
like dark comedy. Like obviously we love like Hong Kong dark comedy. Like I think that's so slept on. It's so underrated. Like people come to Hong Kong, and then they see all this like these great Asian films and this and that, and then there's like this whole mess of dark comedy that's just amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, no.
So at what point throughout that time did you decide to like take music seriously and like, your own music is it's dark. It's not dark comedy, it's dark.
It's dark,
like, so what was that kind of switch? How did you kind of switch over? When did you realize you were gonna switch over and talk about and like rap about really, really sad, dark stuff?
Depressing.
Like I've always wanted to be a musician, and I only started taking it seriously when I was like 17. Actually 16, 17. So, I dropped out of school when I was like 16, 17. Actually, no shit. Yeah, I dropped out of school when I was 16, after Form 4, and then I was just like, you know what do I want to do in my life? I just want to be a musician. And at that time, like I wasn't making great music.
Okay.
Obviously, because I didn't put the time and energy in. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put the time and energy in and see where this goes. And I had faith that if I did put the time in, it would be what I wanted it to be. So that's what I did. And so our music has always been really introspective, but it's been changing a lot as I've been changing as a person. I've always wanted to be reflective of what I wanted to say. But I think when I really started making dark music and putting it out, that was like when I felt like I was good enough. Like, I listened to this and I was like, you know what, this is great. Like, I'm confident in this. I can hear what I felt completely when I do this, and I'm happy with my own work, so I just do it out.
So now, what about the solo production? Like, from the first album, No Feeling to Anti, can you talk a little bit more like the story behind what's going on, stuff like this?
So No Feelings was, I guess, kind of more about who I was as a person until that point, when I was 21. So it's more about accumulation of all my past experiences, growing up here, what I got from here, how it shaped me to the person I was. I really wanted to make it a statement like that. And so a lot of the themes that were there was a lot about, like selfishness and isolation and greed and
so
like
depressing.
desperation and poverty and, like being confused and finding yourself in a very like not so nice way. And Anti was after that, and it was more about what I was feeling in the present and a bit about my hopes for the future.
Oh, okay.
And so Anti was more of it's more intuitive, and I really wanted to just get in the mic and make it feel like exactly how I'm feeling right now.
Oh, okay.
And it was a whole compilation of myself, seeing myself go through these ups and downs and these like big revelations and these like very strong experiences that I have, and it's a compilation of that. Yeah.
Deep, eh?
It's so deep. I can't believe you, like an 18-year-old can feel all those emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I tell you, I think it's kind of a story of how like the song Anti came about. I actually forgot I made that song. So I was.
What do you mean?
Like, so Anti originally, like I was in the studio,
Uh-huh.
and then I was feeling a certain type of way, and I was just in this really dark headspace. And then my first thought was, I'm gonna try and make a song out of this. But
Okay.
then I didn't want to make a song out of this. Obviously, I didn't want to make a song out of it. So I just tried, and I didn't even have everything sorted out. I just had everything scattered across the place, and I did like 2 takes, like part 1 and part 2. I didn't want to make it good. I just wanted to make it feel exactly how I felt at that moment. And when I finished it, I felt, like the whole experience, was very strong. But then I was like, okay, I got that out of my system. Something happened here, and I just forgot about it. And then 2 months later, I'm working on the album with Terrence, Silverstrike. I'm going to the studio, and he's late because he woke up like at 5.
Okay.
And then, I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna chill at McDonald's for the moment, so because that's like near the studio. And I was just like sitting down with my MacBook open, and I was listening to some old demos, trying to fish out some extra songs. And suddenly I hear this track, and I was like, what is this? It's like, this is like the best thing I've ever heard. But then I completely forgot I had this song. Afterwards. So
Okay.
Anti is a collection of those moments.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing was very deliberate. A lot of it was like the post-production was deliberate.
Okay.
But the creation process itself is like very organic.
Well, would you say you were actually suffering, like mentally, back in the time when you were doing No Feelings?
Yeah, I've been crazy for a long time.
Okay.
I've been crazy for a really long time.
But would you admit it, like,
yeah,
you
it's
have
no
a bit
shame.
mental health issues?
Yeah. I see a doctor. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's about. I don't know if I'll ever go away, but then at least I think, I can get as much energy as I can to cope with it.
And
I don't
music
know.
is a good outlet, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is. I think a lot of artists are kind of crazy, like each in their own way.
Kanye.
You know what? I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I feel like I can vouch for that. Like I know some artists that I know are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And they need music like to actually like let a lot of their mental state out.
Yeah.
And it's good for them to kind of lay it out in something that they can measure. And like you said, like something that can sound totally off right now, 2 months later you can hear the exact same thing and it sounds right. So I can understand
It's a
that.
process,
like,
yeah.
it is a process. So
Yeah.
Wow.
I kind of see it as like, I hope I hope I don't like neglect anybody when I say this, but like, at least from my personal experience, like I want to see, like depression, like the way that I experience it, as like just a part of my growth, as in the feeling that like okay you like nothing really satisfies you, nothing really makes you happy, and I think that comes from me wanting a lot from life. Like I can't settle, and a lot of things that people might give them a lot of meaning and pleasure doesn't really give me a lot of meaning and pleasure, and I always have to like look for something higher, and that's exhausting, of course, and a lot of times I could shut it off, but then like that drive has took me out of a lot of places. Like it took me out of high school. It took me out of made me do music, because I'd be in a terrible place if I just took a conventional job,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Before, like logically at the time, you would have not do music. You would have not done music, right?
Yeah, if I would, yeah. And so it's kind of like it lights a fire under my ass. It's not nice at all, and I hate it. But I really hate it. But yeah,
it is an avenue for your success, sort of.
It made me who I am, and I think it's a really central part of my identity. Obviously, because that's like this big like black hole in the middle of my own soul. So yeah.
Let's just pause for a moment. Just kidding.
Well, that was depressing. Okay.
Speaking of depressing, so Hong Kong's in a pretty tough situation right now with all that's going on, and like I know you kind of got into like some sort of beef for like saying something or not saying something. Like, how do you feel about that?
Okay, so like.
Back to business now, eh?
Where should we start with this? Okay, so I'm gonna just put it in real. So, Yeah, you know the whole extradition thing
Right.
Yeah.
happened. So I guess I'm gonna just say things from my perspective. So
Mhm.
what happened was, like, okay, I don't even know where to start with this. Okay, yeah. So on I don't even remember which day. Like sometime in early June, the extradition shit happened. It happened for like a week or so.
It's June, right?
Yeah, and then you know me just having no filter and
Right.
being like bored on my phone. I was like talking whatever I felt.
Mhm.
And then I was just like, I said something like, y'all need to stop telling me to make political music. If you care about the politics more than the music, then you're brainwashed. And I got so much shit for that. But then, and obviously, like, I think I started writing the blogs, and then all sorts of people came out and were like, man, like you're like,
What
you're,
kind of
you're
rapper
like
are
a
you?
communist, you know, like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So, but then afterwards I came out and explained myself, and
But it took a while. It took a while.
yeah, it took a while, yeah, because at first I was like, man, because that's the thing, like I said, I already said a lot in the past.
Yes.
I said
You
a lot.
actually did.
Yeah.
You actually did.
Like throughout the past couple of years, like all the time, like you know, I like talking shit. So, all my friends, everyone who follows me on social media and listens to my music knows what I feel about Hong Kong.
Exactly.
Like when I first put that out, all the texts I got first were like, yeah man, 100% agree with you, you know, like oh man, I totally feel what you feel that way, and like oh people are getting too distracted, you know, like we gotta focus and you know not blame other people and things like that, and because people knew what I was for, you know, and I've always been like I said that already, but yeah, so yeah, it's really a misunderstanding. I think like a lot, it's like some people who were like, there were like definitely a lot of people who were malicious. You know, we've had haters in the past, you know, obviously, like even people who are jealous, and I think a lot of those people who were jealous try to twist my words.
I would
Yeah.
say you get a little bit too emotional by the time, because you kind of fight back to the haters. Like haters gonna hate. They are haters. So if you actually start up a conversation with them, it's gonna last like forever.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I saw was that point was that like that other thing. So it was like people who were maliciously trying to twist my words. Like people were trying to make it as to like I was calling everybody who was like
Brainwash.
who calling everyone who was against, who was like anti-extradition brainwash, which is the
Okay.
complete opposite of what I feel.
Okay.
Like, you know, I was saying that from someone who's suffered so long under Hong Kong society, you know, and I've basically my entire fucking music discography has been about that. And I'm speaking from someone who's been a victim of this kind of society to someone else who is a victim to this society, and somehow someone is trying to put me as the oppressor, which is
Okay.
weird. Yeah.
So yeah.
So I was just like, you know, you know what, I don't give a shit. Like, this is what I want to say, and I know I shouldn't do it, but I was like, you know, this is one of y'all should suck my dick, you know. So,
You actually did say that.
yeah, I actually did say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. This is like the
That's
artist
why
in
the-
you. That's like the artist in you, the creative person in you, who's like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Like, I don't care. Like, you guys don't matter to me. Like, what I think is what I think, and I'm gonna say what I think and stuff. And the people who matter will understand. The people who don't matter, I don't give a fuck. But I mean, that it's also like not fair to you that you have to like always fish for the right words, right?
Yeah.
So-
And I couldn't understand what people thought of me, because all along, and all the shit I've been getting for has always been because I was like too anti-establishment. All along, like all of my music is like, I guess as you can put it, like super rebellious and no filter. And I've said some really extreme things in the past. And all the backlash that I've ever got has always been about that. You know, always being too rebellious, too like confrontational, like always speaking what's on my mind, and you know, not filtering it and being too offensive about it. And then suddenly people are flipping it around. Like suddenly I'm like this like pro-establishment figure, this pro-establishment, like, you know, conservative. I guess I don't really know what people want to. I guess maybe it's success, or I don't know what it is. Like people don't think that people just suddenly discount what I've said in the past, or maybe they just don't really listen to my music. I think that's like that's the big thing. Like people are like, oh, I've heard of Young Hysan, I've heard of the Lomays, and then but I've never really listened to music, or I don't really like it, or whatever reason, and then suddenly you see this on the headlines, and then you're like, oh shit, like this guy's an asshole, you know. So yes, yeah.
Because to be honest with you, I mean, actually me myself, I was quite upset with the way you react to your fans.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
Yeah,
I actually did.
Damn, yeah.
Because I follow the story. You said like, yeah, hip hop music. You never come across with politics, something like that though. And if fans gonna have to get these musicians to do political rap, you guys are brainwashed, something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And because I read like every single word, and I was like, yeah, that was correct. But then the crazy thing came in. People be like, okay, brainwash. You calling us brainwash? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man? And well, it got crazy, and then you get emo, and then you were like, yeah, I call you guys brainwash. So what? Stuff like that. And then like what's happening? I mean.
Oh, at that time, because I think the way I took it, like bad PR. Like I treated the people there like
Yeah,
it was
that's the point.
Bad
That's the point.
PR.
Bad PR, man.
Yeah, I'm an indie artist, like if someone came to me and said that to my face, I'd be like, yeah, that's exactly what I'd say, and I talk to my friends and my family members like that all the time, like people around me, if they say something I disagree with, then it's nothing personal really, but then I forget that people, if you see me as a public figure, then things are different. I think that actually served a bit of a wake-up call to me, which was like, oh shit, you're a public figure now.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not just
That's
me.
why I was a bit upset.
Yeah, it's not just me like holding and say, hey, you want to check out my fucking mixtape? It's not that
Yeah.
anymore. So, yeah, it's what I signed up for. I can't complain about it. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it sucks that people got hurt, because if they really thought that that's what I said, then that's fucked up. That's fucked up. But then,
Because after a while, you actually did apologize.
yeah, I apologize. I wrote an explanation in 2 languages.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, people loved it. But there are some people who obviously, they don't really care about my shit, and then suddenly this pops out, and they look at it, and then they just go off.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
won't follow up, obviously.
Yeah.
They've never followed up. Why would
Exactly.
they pay attention to me now?
Exactly.
Now that I'm being a dick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people love drama anyway. So why aren't you signed under a label?
Well, because I've always been super DIY with everything. I think the question is like, what exactly can a label help me with, right? Like I write my own songs. I bought all my own recording equipment with my own money. I shot music videos, with Mart. Shout out to Mart, with my own money. I buy my own clothes. I'm not in a rush to get paid in advance, I think. So I had the business acumen to handle it all. It's been a really tough journey learning how to be an entrepreneur in terms of like an indie musician, and it's really hard. And I still fuck up all the time, as Justin with the whole PR shit, But I think that it's important for me to have creative control over everything, and I would sign with the label if they gave me the creative freedom, and of course the terms were good. But then I don't really see that.
Right.
And I think a lot of the culture, just the general culture of like the Asian music industry, it's very formal and structured, right? Like you have someone sign at a young age, you train them, you have a whole team of songwriters to write all their songs. They gotta be great at singing, and they gotta be great at dancing. And everything's curated. But what I do is not very clean cut.
Right.
It's very like, it's pretty fucking ratchet, and it's pretty like, yeah. And there's something low maze, right? Like you wouldn't put it any other way. Like when I see like a 720p video shot from an iPhone, over this over this song recorded and mixed by myself, which I wasn't very good at mixing, and it's all very low budget, and I'm watching it, you wouldn't have any qualms about the quality.
Right.
It's
right,
just
right.
like this is what it is. I get to express how I feel with this limited budget that I have. And I always feel like, I guess my confidence as a musician, I always think that I'm a great musician. So like the music will speak for itself, and it has, and also shout out to Mart for doing a great job with his videos. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
For being a one man, you can replace an entire Limbo record label, man. Like, yeah.
Could you give us really quick your top 5 rappers at this moment?
Okay. At the top, from the top to the bottom, this is completely off the dome, so if I miss anybody. In terms of like who influenced me the most.
Yeah.
Number 1, Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick.
Number 2 and 3 is tied between Young Thug and Future.
I know
Dollar
you're a
Sign.
very big Young Thug fan.
I'm a
actually.
really big
yeah.
Young Thug.
Yeah.
I've listened to the entire discography of Young Thug and Future over and over again. Yeah. So, number 4. Who would be number 4? Number 4, probably Chief Keef.
Chief Keef.
Yeah, like Chief Keef was the artist that made me go, I want to make music. When I
Oh.
first heard,
Why?
Because it was perfect. Like when I heard I Don't Like when I was like 14, and then trap music wasn't really a thing. Well, it's not trap, it's drill. You know, drill was subgenre, was like, you know, it's Chicago's version of, you know, 808s and this and that. It's very aggressive. So when I heard that, that was like the best thing I've ever heard. Because it really captured how I felt, you know, which was like, fuck everyone, but in the best way possible, you know. Like, it's better than, it's better than death metal, you know. It's better than any other genre of music at that time. And then when I felt that energy, which is so raw and so direct, and it was like, you know, and I was like, that's what I want to say in my music, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that's number 4.
number
Who is
4.
number 5?
Number
The last
5.
spot on the list.
Last spot on the list. There has to.
Okay, after that, I'm gonna ask you another question then. Go ahead.
If I got one more slot, who would it be? 'Cause I feel like Jay-Z is a really cliche answer.
So that's the
But-
only old school one. then.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead with one.
Oh, Jay-Z is like the first rapper I listened to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
yeah, I mean,
Because the only old school OG
oh,
Angelis.
oh, no, actually, no, not Jay-Z. I really, you know, I'm super influenced by Jay-Z, but I have to put Kanye.
Oh, okay.
Post My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy Kanye, which, I mean, I love all the pre-crazy Kanye music, but the post-crazy Kanye music is great. Like, Yeezus is a 10 out of 10 album.
But why post? I mean, like,
I mean, his pre was great, but his post album, he just stopped caring. Like, he literally said what's on his mind, you know. And I think I really, like, a lot of people say Kanye has a God complex. I really, and I believe that, because
Same.
I love his God complex. I like what he says, the energy he says. I know it's real, and he really believes in that, and I relate to that, you know. Like, I think his music is very empowering. He really loves himself, and he projects a ridiculous amount of self-love in his records. And I think that's something that everyone can really, like, everyone should have. You know?
That's a really, really good. That's really good insight, actually. And actually, Kanye's post-crazy music is really good production.
Yeah.
It's really good
People
production.
don't give him enough credit. Yeah.
It's really good production. You play that on like hi-fi equipment. You can hear like all the effort being put there. Like, it's actually pretty good.
RP, see?
Yeah. Oh, but I want to know my favorite old school rapper, Pusha T.
Pusha T.
From
Old
Clips.
school.
Yeah. From like, I mean, I listen to a lot of old school rap too. But Pusha T.
I was
is
about
the
to ask
one.
you that because you named like 4 new waves.
Yeah.
And then
the old school.
the old school. All gone, eh?
Oh man, like old school Pac. I really love Pac. Pac, Biggie, of course.
Biggie, of course.
Pac, especially when he was like.
Thanks for that, because
really
I'm in that
confident.
generation, eh?
Oh really? Yeah. I mean, I had to listen. You know, that's one of the things. But when people like when I first listened to hip hop, they're like, oh, what do you listen to? You know, listen to Jay-Z, listen to DMX, listen to 50 Cent. And they're like, man, fuck 50 Cent. You listen to Pac. Pac was way better than 50 Cent. I was like, no, man, like, you know, like.
Rakim.
Rakim.
Like before that, maybe Run DMC, eh?
Yeah, Run DMC. Man, Rakim is like, I think, because like you have Nas, so people like kind of like, because of Nas, they forget to give credit to Rakim for, I think.
Yeah, like
I think if he and his new music too. Like if you ever listen to his,
always chase back then if you go with these fields.
it's still relevant. Like his voice is still relevant. Like if you put it on a pop track today, I think it can still sound good. Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, Run DMC. Yeah.
So 4 new waves, and the 5th spot you put in Kanye, right?
Kanye. Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh man, but I feel kind of shit for like not putting in Ghostface Killer,
go Chris Killer,
Pusha T,
Pusha
Mobb
T,
Deep,
Jay-Z.
oh Andre 3000.
Andre
Oh, actually Andre 3000. I jack so many of his flows. Like I'm not even ashamed. I jack so many of his flows. Like he's so good at rhythm and and Offset. That brings me to Offset too, because I feel like the Migos are really inspired by Outkast.
So, let's wrap this up with a game that you are gonna have the honor of doing first. It's called the In My Peelings Challenge. And are the oranges there? So we're gonna have, everyone's gonna have to do this for Konvostate. Like all our guests are gonna have to do this, and we're probably gonna see like we're gonna have like a championship. I don't know, whatever.
Oh shit.
But
yeah.
what you have to do is like peel this orange, but as fast as you can.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hate it when the white stuff sticks to the orange stuff though. But that's what I do with fast. Okay, that's part of the challenge. Let's get it.
Okay. You can use. Okay, fine. You can have that orange.
Yep.
So I'm gonna just start timing it and see if like Niall can hold the record.
I normally use a knife with oranges, but I'll try this out.
No, only hands.
I normally do like that, and I just like peel off the skin. It's the most tropical way of doing it.
So theoretical.
We can make this interesting, and you can freestyle while you do it. No, just
oh my god,
that's too
I gotta get the shittiest score.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta get this
You're
stick.
done.
Oh, can't fuck up the meat because I gotta eat this afterwards.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's like vitamin C.
I haven't had my daily serving of fruit and vegetables. Actually, I had vegetables, but not fruit. Yeah. This is a pretty good peel.
26 seconds. Okay. We're gonna keep that on record, but now you can eat it.
Nice, thank you.
What about your future plan? You know, your music career?
Oh man, I'm so excited for this. So, my future plan is always my next album first. And I can already confirm the title is going to be called Radiance. I have all the tracks done already.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Of the demos, like the production will take quite a while. But the whole premise of that album is also it's like Anti is also very much about what I feel in the present moment. But then the whole inspiration was this sort of like really like oh man. So the whole premise of that is, you know, it's called Radiance because it's this kind of big spiritual revelation I had a couple months ago, and me trying to recapture that feeling of light, and you know,
Radiance.
Good. Radiance, yeah, feeling
Yeah,
good.
radiance.
So the whole album is like really like intensely low. It's a very high energy album, but it's about lows, and it's really high energy. So it's gonna be a lot of crazy rhythms, a lot of crazy vocal styles. I've been practicing my singing, by the way. I actually consider myself a decent singer now. So you guys have that to look out for.
So it's more melodic. Is it actually or not?
It's melodic, but then I think the craziest bit is the rhythm.
Okay.
Because I've always been a very rhythmic person, but then, yeah, so this one is like, it's gonna be like, how do I get the best rhythms and then like, you know, really drill that in the head of people. I'm gonna call it a pop album.
Pop album.
Yeah.
Singing.
Oh, it's actually gonna be a pop, like straight up pop. You're gonna call it pop.
I want to think of it as a pop album. I'll probably put it on the iTunes description as pop just to fuck with people, but yeah.
No way.
And Anti's a rock album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anti
it says
is
rock
pretty-
album.
rock.
Yeah, Anti is pretty rock compared to like No Feelings, where it's like emo trap.
Oh.
But yeah, Anti is pretty rock. And now you're venturing into pop, something new all the time.
So getting into the Drake mode now.
Getting into Drake mode, Michael Jackson mode.
Michael Jackson mode. Ooh.
Okay, so before we wrap this up, any shout outs, Niall, that you would like to give?
Yeah, Silver Strike, thank you, my bro, for being the person you are, and the fucking trap bangers that you've been just blasting out for the past year and continually, hopefully, for the next decade or two. Shout outs to Mart for killing it with the videos. Shout outs to you guys.
Yes, thank
you.
How sweet, eh?
And I think I'm missing someone.
Appreciate
Shout outs
you.
to my dad, man.
Oh.
Okay, so that wraps up the very first episode of Konvostate, and we're gonna have more, so stay tuned. I'm Sage, and
Nick.
thank you for watching.
Peace.